Hello, hello. Welcome to Make Kind Loud, conversations that turn up the volume. Today, we have my friend Heather Hakes. Hey, Heather, how are you?
Hey Lou, I'm so stoked to be on here and I love your movement. I love your energy and I love what you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you and thank you for saying yes. And I'm excited to chat with you all
Yeah.
about living your best life and how to do that. So, first, Heather is an author, lifestyle coach, and host of the podcast Mind Over Matter. She's based in Denver, Colorado, and is a lover of nature and the great outdoors. Heather specializes in helping others bust out of their comfort zone and encourages people to let fear fuel you, not rule you. She is on a mission to inspire and motivate others to close the gap on where they are to where they want to be. I love that. I love that. So, Heather, let's jump right in. Let's take the leap, which is the name of your book.
Hey,
So tell
I
me
like what
how
you did there.
you see what I did? You see how I did that? So tell me how you closed the gap on your own life.
Oh gosh, Lou, I mean, it's kind of like, where do I begin? But yes, I did. I wrote this book, Take the Leap, and it's a series of short stories, a lot of personal experiences about overcoming obstacles, leveraging adversity, and so much. Everything ties down to mindset. So it's
Yeah.
removing those limiting beliefs, and we all have them, whether it's based around money. People think money is lack, and no, money is abundant. Money is energy. But so many of us have those money stories from such a young age.
Yeah.
Money hard to come by. You live paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
You have to work hard for anyway. But gosh, so how did I get to where I'm at, right? Is that the
Yeah.
question?
That is the question.
So for me, I quit corporate a year and a half ago. I took the leap. And so everything I do, I'm teaching from personal experience. But I had gotten to that point. I'd been in the workforce for only a decade, which isn't that long, but I'd been in for a decade and I felt like a hamster on a wheel.
Right.
Every day was the same monotonous routine. And I got to the point that I literally couldn't get out of bed, hitting snooze multiple times. Then I'd be rushing around late for work. And I mean, that was my routine and it sucked.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy. But also a little more backstory from that. So I'm currently 33. And at 30 years old, I was living my Pinterest life. I thought I had everything that would make me happy. I was engaged to be married. I had a good job. I sold my house. We had just bought a brand new build together.
Yeah.
Like we're building this life, the things I thought I wanted. And then I realized that, holy shit, the life in front of me was not actually what I wanted.
Right.
And most of our relationship, I kept thinking it was fear. So I
Mm-hmm.
kept pushing past fear of commitment. Maybe if I just go, it was good in the beginning. And so, but I learned the valuable lesson, the silver lining from that relationship was I had been ignoring my intuition. And so now I
Mm.
know the difference. Intuition is that feeling, that literally a gut feeling or a nudge or a hunch.
Yeah.
And the ego, the mind, the chatter, that's you want to learn to let this go and go with the intuition. So to fast forward, I ended the engagement. I moved in with mom and dad. Like
Yeah.
I ultimately hit my rock bottom. I was not in a good space, but I wanted out of that. And so, I took the time for grief and
Mm-hmm.
felt the funk and whatever I needed to do. And then I was like, all right, I want more. So I got my first coach, and that was, we worked a lot with the mindset and the limiting beliefs and the BS. That's a belief system is simply, it's BS.
I love that.
Yes. And so kind of just eradicating those old crappy stories and rewriting them. And I had some side passions that, I would have loved to make money from, but I didn't know how. So anyway,
Mm.
got the coach, kept postponing when I would quit, because here's the thing, and I think it's like having children. I don't have children, but to quit your job, there's never a right time.
Yeah.
There's always an excuse. Maybe I'll just stay longer. Maybe I'll wait until the next bonus. Maybe You're never going to be ready. And so the audience, if you're listening, if you have this side passion, something you want to start, or, you want to run a marathon, or you want to move across country, you literally have to take the leap and like put on your big boy pants and just do it.
Yeah.
And so for me to quit corporate, what I had this conversation with myself because there was a lot of fear, right? A lot of unknowns. How am I going to do this? Yes, I had some money in the bank, but like, probably a good 6 months of traveling. And then, so I talked myself into worst case scenario, I'll get another job.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario. So if that helps you to talk about this worst case scenario, I know somebody in my shoes right now, she's getting ready to give her notice actually next month, but she's been doing a lot of back work and she's got this side passion she's so stoked about.
Yeah.
But I think same for her. She's like, worst case scenario, I go out, I at least try. I won't have the regret. No regret. Worst case, I can always get another job. But then here's the thing. Once you quit, and now that I've had the freedom and gone on the travels and the things I've done, you don't want to go back to that comfort. That stability of a paycheck and the ceiling of only being able to make, that's not a way of living, in my opinion. That's living by default.
Right. I love that. So how like that, I just love your spirit, and I love how you have definitely taken the leap and how you're living your life and the traveling that you've done. Like my favorite pictures of yours are your feet.
I know you, and you are one of the first that commented on that. And then I realized I went back through my phone and I was like, I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
And it's literally, like whether I was through a national park or at the edge of Portugal, the most western point in Europe, wherever it may be, I take the Heather pose. But yeah, my feet, I love it. And you said I should write a whole book on it, but I was like,
I'm telling you, like the traveling feet, whatever the name is going to be, you have so much content that you can tell tons of stories of where your feet have been.
This is very true.
Cool. And so why did you want to travel the world, and why did you want to travel the world and live the life that you're living currently?
What I believe it comes down to, it's so many of us are seeking freedom or adventure and excitement. And I believe that people think going to Italy or going to wherever your destination may be, that it's this built up pedestal, amazing experience. And let me tell you, I've had some amazing experiences. I've literally been all over the world.
Yeah.
And I believe that's why we could talk about vision boards if you're into that. But that's how I got from, here in Colorado to go see all these things. And it's amazing how things line up when you put the intention out there. But I did a lot of the travel solo, and literally wherever you are, wherever you go, there you are. So if you're in a state of boredom, unhappiness at home, if you think going to a destination is going to be different, you're wrong, because you're the same. You're still going there. Yeah. So there were times where I'd be on these amazing adventures, and literally I was like, I'm bored, I'm unhappy, I'm kind of lonely, I feel isolated. Well, that was my choice. I chose to feel that way. And when I would catch myself, example, I was in Australia in December and the weather was not as planned. And I was sitting in my hotel in a total funk. It's raining. I'm at a beach location. I'm supposed to be surfing and on the beach.
Right.
And I was talking to my mom. She said, Heather, literally go dance in the rain. I was like, damn, Mom's got it. I put on my raincoat, in my swimsuit and my cover up. I went down to the beach and I literally arms out. I was so grateful for even being there.
Yeah.
And I literally danced in the rain.
That is amazing. And I love that. And I love that your mom said that and said, hey, okay, it's raining. That's okay.
Right.
Go dance in it.
And you need those people in your life. You need people to call you out on I didn't need someone to be like, oh yeah, Heather, that really sucks.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's raining.
Right.
Shut up. Go dance in the rain.
Exactly. My friend John just posted, we were talking about the feet pictures. He says the title of the book could be Footnotes.
Oh, clever.
Isn't that awesome?
John, I dig it.
I love that. You should, write that down because seriously,
Girl.
that could be a coffee book table. That could be all kinds of stuff. But yeah, so the people that you surround yourself with, like your mom wasn't even having you complaining because you're in Australia. She's like, okay, and
Right.
so
Right.
what is your advice for people who don't have that kind of positive support around them? Like, how do they go out and get the positive support?
Oh gosh, there's so many options, and especially nowadays with technology. Number one, literally, and Oprah. I'm a big Oprah fan.
Yeah.
And I can remember watching Oprah since I was fourth grade, so like 8 years old. And I literally remember since I was 8, all the power of a gratitude journal.
Yes.
And I've been every night before I go to bed, I think of at least 5 things I'm grateful for that day. But when you find yourself in a funk, when you're just having a bad day or in a bad mood, you literally, if you can step back and be like, wow, what am I grateful for right now today?
Yes.
And you literally shift your perception, you shift your reality into that joy and the gratitude. And then when you can stay, here's the thing, maybe you can't stay in that, but that's the importance. I'm all about a morning routine. So to get up and start your day on a good note, and that positive affirmations and the energy. And when you start on that, the momentum for the day is, that's how you do it. Or you know what, a podcast, listen to inspiring content, turn on a song that just like gets you in that mood. There's so many ways.
I agree. And I always say that you are responsible for the energy that you bring to every single situation. So like you were saying earlier, 100%. Like if you're feeling bored or annoyed or whatever, you're responsible for that energy. Like no one can make you feel any way. So yeah, there are going to be times where, people annoy you. Yes. But at the same time, like you just said earlier, it's about choices. You can choose to wallow in that, or you can choose not to. I mean, those are literally the choices.
And that's what I talk about, being a victim or a victor.
Yes.
So many people get wrapped up in the victim mentality. Poor me. Here's what happened to me. That is a choice to play victim. And a lot of people, I know people, and if you're sick a lot, you love the attention you get from playing victim or being sick.
Yes.
So if you want to change your life and you want to jump into that victor mentality, that's when you realize life is happening for you, not to you.
Yes. And I agree with that because, before I made the switch to my kindness journey, I've been on it for about 7 years. A friend of mine was like, what are you getting out of being sarcastic? And I was thinking, what does that mean? I don't even understand that. What do you, and so, yes, you're either comfortable being the victim and you don't want to, try to be better and do better, or you're like, no, I am not letting any of this bother me in my spirit.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of it, what I'm thinking about right now, because New Year's resolutions, which I'm not into, I'm all about creating results, not or even I like to think of years. I have themes for my year, not resolutions. Yes. But those people that put on a lot of weight, maybe they're like, oh, it's baby weight. If your baby is 3 years old, that's not baby weight, right? And so it's people that get so comfortable in their excuses. But really it comes down to, and I think a lot of moms and a lot of givers and empaths, they forget about self-care.
Yes.
And literally, if you're not taking care of you, it's not selfish, it's necessary. If you're not filling up your own cup, you have nothing to pour over into others.
Yes, I totally agree. With that. I read something a couple years ago that said this guy was holding a mug full of coffee, and somebody bumped him, and then the coffee spilled out. And then it said, why did the coffee spill out? And most people were like, because he was bumped. But the answer is because there was coffee in the cup. So if you have joy and love in your cup, that's what you're going to spill over. If you have drama and negativity in your cup, that's what you're going to spill over. So it's not that he got bumped is the reason why the coffee spilled out. The coffee spilled out is because there was coffee in the cup.
Oh, Lou, I love that.
Yeah.
That perfect picture.
Yeah. I mean, I think it gives me chills because yes, the bumping made the coffee spill out, but ultimately it was because there was coffee in the cup. So the question is, what do you have in your cup? What are you filling
Yes.
yourself with? So, and I know you have a podcast, and tell us about that.
So mind over matter is something,
Yes.
and it's kind of like the book, right? Take the lead. I never had the intention. I'm writing a book, but it happened on my travels. I was leaving Thailand on my way to Bali for my yoga teacher training. Here's where, let me tell you the story.
Okay, I'm excited.
Here's where life is happening for you. So I'm on this 8-hour flight from, maybe it was somewhere in China to Bali. I don't remember. On an 8-hour flight, I was so pissed off. No TVs, no entertainment. We couldn't have our phones. And I was like, 8 hours, what am I going to do for 8 hours on this flight? And literally, this is where intuition comes in. I got this nudge, get out your laptop. And I was like, this is so weird. But I listened to it. So I got out my laptop and literally I called it a download. All these ideas running through my head, and I was typing frantically for quite some time, and I just let it pour out of me.
Yeah.
And that's literally when my book began, but I didn't know what I was writing at the time. I was just free writing, and it led to my book. So again, with the podcast, Mind Over Matter, I have gone, and you were on it, but I do 2 episodes a week. So on Mondays, it's just a high vibe, 5 minutes ish.
Yeah.
And inspiration, motivation. This upcoming one is going to be all about embrace the suck. But I love interviewing people, and I've interviewed people, all kinds of backgrounds and industries, people that have beat cancer and overcome other obstacles, a lot of health and fitness, because it all, no matter your story, relates down to mindset.
Yes.
And that's what I love to share. And that's what I'm pushing out is it's a choice.
It is every single day, every single situation, every single moment. Excuse me, is a choice, and how you decide to, which direction you decide to take is totally up to you and no one else. And so I love that. And yeah, your podcast is amazing. You have had some amazing guests on there, and I appreciate you and you getting the message out about you can decide how you want to live life. You don't have to be stuck in the everyday monotony of your job. You don't have to be stuck in the negativity. You can break out of it if you choose to do so.
Well, and a note on that, I want people to know that stop waiting for tomorrow. Stop waiting for January 1st or Monday or whatever it may be, because literally you can start brand new this moment, today, this afternoon. Stop waiting. And that's what procrastination, I think, is such a killer of so many dreams, that if people just take action, especially when you have that fear, whatever you're avoiding, go towards. That's where the magic begins.
Yes, because you say fear should fuel you, right?
Yes. I've learned to. So yeah, fear used to stop me in my tracks. You know, that analysis paralysis used to be real for me. But now when I get that fear, I almost use it as adrenaline rush. I freaking love it. And if fear has pushed me to go bungee jumping in Costa Rica over this big, I've been skydiving. I've done some crazy adventures, but I love it. I literally, that adrenaline, that natural high is what I'm like, it's a new challenge. What can I do next?
Yeah. So that's the question. That's actually my next question. What is next for you? You've written a book, you have your podcast, you're living your best life. What's next for Heather?
Well, I'm currently building some systems and structures in place because I want to be working with people one-on-one. I want small group, intimate group masterminds to help propel people forward. I'm actually working on my 2nd book as we speak. And it's just, I'm continuing to put myself out there and network, and I want to ultimately reach the masses.
Yeah. Well, you're on the right track. And I mean, the sky is not the limit because you have already busted through that. I mean, your trajectory is up. And I love it. And I love that you're sharing your life with us as you go, and just an inspiration to see that it is possible to break out of the monotony and to take the leap, because it is mind over matter. And once you make that decision, then there you have it. And so I think I love you. I think you're amazing. And I just want you to keep doing exactly what you're doing, because you inspire me every single day.
Thanks, Lou. And you know what? Whatever you see in others, good or bad, is a direct reflection of yourself. So that means, girl, keep doing you. And I cannot wait to see you on Ellen doing the dance.
Hey, yes, for sure. Ellen and I are going to be dancing sometime very soon. So I'm excited. Thank you so much. So from my heart to yours, this has been Heather Hakes on Make Kind Loud, conversations that turn up the volume. Thank you very much, Heather, for coming on. I appreciate you and your heart. Keep spreading the love and the joy that you do, and just keep inspiring people by living your best life. And we appreciate Heather for taking the time out to talk to us. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything for Heather, her links will be in the comments, but follow her. She is doing amazing things, and we will see you next week on the next episode of Make Kind Loud. Thanks again, Heather. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Lou.